Morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm Debbie from Debbie's World and it's time to discuss my second month on Monjaro. Hi, I'm Debbie, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here or if you're coming back after a long time, then I'm Debbie. I'm 44 years old. I live in Selby, North Yorkshire. I have two Border Terrier dogs called Charlie and Peggy and a husband called Andrew. They are all playing downstairs for now. I work full-time from home remotely as a senior document production specialist for a large law firm, and I've been taking Monjaro for 10 weeks. So I've written down some notes and I thought I'd sit down and do a little catch up. I didn't actually realise it had been so long since my first month update, which was on the 18th of July. So apologies for that. It's now the 30th of August, and as I say, on Friday I took my 10th injection of Monjaro. So if you are new around here or if you've forgotten some of my story, I've had a lifelong struggle with my weight. Right from being 15, 18, I went to weight loss clubs, and then in my early to mid 30s I found Slimming World and I was extremely successful, if that's how you want to call it, and I lost quite a bit of weight with Slimming World over a few years. But unfortunately, despite joining and rejoining Slimming World 3 or 4 times, I managed to gain back about 3/4 of the weight that I lost, getting up back up to 20 stone and 4 pounds back in October last year, October 24. We're now in August 2025, or only just. I also started to struggle in the last year or two with binge eating and low mood, and in June this year, although I had rejoined Slimming World again and lost 2 of the stone, taking me back down to 18 stone, I was really struggling, and I decided I needed more help and to try something different. So I decided to try the weight loss injection Mounjaro, and after 10 weeks on 2.5 milligrams, I'm going to tell you what I've now lost. So my last video on the 20th, which as I say, I filmed on the 18th of July. My very first injection was on the 27th of June, and by the 18th of July I'd taken 4 doses and I'd lost 16 pounds. So we're now on the 30th of August. I just take my 10th injection of 2.5 milligrams and I've lost 2 stone and half a pound, or 28.5 pounds. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. Really pleased. I feel fitter, I feel healthier, I feel more confident, I feel brighter. I'm getting out and about more. I'm getting back into some of my clothes that have been in the cupboard or on the shelf or in the loft for months or years. And yeah, I'm just really happy, and I am free. I am free of food noise. I know it's such a hated, some people hate that, or they don't understand it, but I am free. I'm in control of my food. I'm not plagued with guilt. and I'm just enjoying every single day, everything I'm eating, getting out there on those walks, and just enjoying life again. So as I say, I've done 10 injections of 2.5 milligrams, and I'm also doing calorie tracking with my NutriCheck app. And I'm also still enjoying this. It's enabling me to eat a wider variety of foods, eat what I like, what I enjoy, while still being sure that I'm in a calorie deficit, and working out my average loss a week. So 28.5 pounds over 10 weeks is around 2.8 pounds a week. So that's absolutely fine for me. It might slow down a little bit. We're just going to see how we go. So my calorie tracking with NutriCheck, I'm working on a calorie allowance of 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day. I very rarely hit 2,000 calories because the Mounjaro is suppressing my appetite by slowing down my digestive system, and it's also helping to reduce my food noise and my me wanting to binge eat. That calorie allowance is based on my base metabolic rate and my TDEE. I knew I should have looked up what TDE stands for. I think it's total daily energy expenditure. So that's how I've worked that out, and then giving myself a few hundred calories lower than that so that I'm in a calorie deficit. So I'm going to talk through my average calories for the last few weeks, which is something I did in my last video. Week 5 was 1602, week 6 was 1627, week 7 was 1581, week 8 was 1454, week 9 was 1565, and week 10 was 1635. And the average calories over 10 weeks is 1,568 calories a day. So I think that puts me in a good deficit, and I struggle to eat, to be quite honest, I struggle to eat more than that because of the Mounjaro, but I still feel full, I feel satisfied, I enjoy what I eat, and I feel like I'm still eating a varied, healthy diet, trying to maximise the proteins and the fibres, and just loving it. Like I say, the Mounjaro helps me to stick to that calorie deficit by suppressing my appetite and slowing my digestive system. It just removes the food noise, so I'm not constantly thinking I need to eat something now, I need to take a snack, I need to go and buy this, I haven't been to any shops. I've been shopping to buy food, but I haven't bought anything that I would consider to be binge-worthy food or higher calorie foods. I've bought things that I can incorporate into my calorie tracking and enjoyed them. There has been no binge eating. I've had a couple of triggers, but I've noted it in my diary or in my notes on the NutriCheck app, but I haven't acted on those triggers. I feel in control, and I think that's most important. I feel in control of my own eating, and like I say, I'm enjoying the freedom of just, right, this is what I'm going to buy, I'll eat one of it, or I'll eat a meal and just move on. There has been a reduction in my snack eating. I very rarely have a morning or afternoon snack now, and I also think my eating of puddings after or dessert or afters or whatever you want to call it, that's much less now. Now whether I'm on, when I was on Slimming World, I would still eat those things. They would be low sin, low calorie, free food, speed food, and I would still lose weight. But I don't find those things necessary now, because I'm satisfied most of the time just with my 3 meals and then an evening snack in the evening, obviously, what I call my supper. So what do I eat these days? Well, you can follow me on Instagram or my daily vlogs to get an idea of what I'm eating now. But some people say it looks quite similar to Slimming World, and maybe it is. That's because I'm still eating on my plate some of the what Slimming World calls speed food, the fruits and vegetables. I'm still eating a portion of carbs some of the days, like potatoes and chips. And I'm still eating things like lean meat. But what I eat now is, usually in the morning I'll have some kind of breakfast with a protein yogurt, a small portion of cereal or granola, and I'll have fruit with that, and sometimes I'll add dried fruit and seeds, crushed nuts, flaked almonds, sultanas and cranberries, and I'll usually add honey. I still do have a sweet tooth, but there are things that I find are too sweet now. So that's my breakfast, and that's usually around 400 calories. Then my lunches have been sandwiches, soups, frittatas, salads, egg wraps, loads of things like that. The sandwiches are usually things like tuna mayo, egg mayo, chicken mayonnaise, or sometimes I'll have crumpets, just things like that, and I really enjoy those things. And I'll have those with some crudités like cucumber, peppers, tomatoes, sometimes a bit of coleslaw, and that usually is around 400 to 500 calories. And then for my evening meal and a night, I'll have a protein like a chicken breast, a fish cake, chicken tenders, fish, and it's salmon, something like that. Then I'll have a small measured amount of potatoes, chips, rice, couscous, things like that. And I'll have my veg, either more salad or some mixed vegetables, or I discovered tender stem broccoli, which is really, really nice. And I'll add things like salad dressing, some kind of sauce like burger mayo or light mayo or tomato sauce, and that's usually around 500 calories. And then in an evening I'll have a small snack with a cuppa, and it'll be something like another protein yogurt with the dried fruit and nuts, maybe a small bit of granola or some dark chocolate, a small amount of nuts and dried fruit, or sometimes I'll have something like a Magnum, like a chocolate ice cream, and that evening snack will be somewhere around the 200 to 300 calorie mark. So I think you can see how I'm getting somewhere between 15 to 1700 calories a day. I'm feeling well on it and getting that protein in, and also not forgetting drinking lots of water. This is your hydration reminder. So like I say, I eat a lot less of the snack foods, whether they be the higher calorie trigger foods that I would have off plan. or the sort of things that I would eat on Slimming World, be they fruit, yogurts, low calorie chocolate bars, things like that. That is all a lot less now, because not because I'm denying myself, but because I just don't have the need for them. Oh, and another thing that I snack on at the moment is an apricot loaf that I made, which is really delicious, and it's about 160 calories a slice. There's a recipe on my channel. I am still doing my walking. I'm still out there getting my 8 to 10,000 steps a day, and we've had a good spell of dry and warm weather, so now is the time to be getting out there with my two little pals, Charlie and Peggy, exploring my area. We like to walk a lot by the rivers, by the canals, near ponds. We seek out the water, and we really enjoy going to those quiet places and just having some me time with podcasts and audiobooks, or talking to my daily vlogs, coming on to have a little catch up with my daily vlog, and chatting to you guys while I'm filming. But the weather is going to turn, we think. Maybe not, maybe we'll have another few dry weeks, but you can even see now that it's a little bit, I have to close the blinds, otherwise it's too bright, but it's just a little bit breezy outside. So what I'm thinking about doing is a little bit more resistance exercise and strengthening, just so that I'm a bit more supple. Now, the walking is great, and there's nothing cheaper than walking, and I would never say don't go out walking, and I will continue to do that as much as I can, but I just thought I just need a little bit on the side of that. So I've ordered from TikTok, and it's taking ages to come, a Pilates bar with resistance band, and it's like you tuck your feet into the elastic and you've got a little bar that you can pull up and do all sorts of different exercises with. So when that eventually comes, we'll have some adventures and some silly videos finding out how to use that. But I've also discovered through my local council that they are offering a programme for those people with a BMI over 30, a Healthy You programme. Now, you might, if you've been watching me a long time, I think I did mention that I was doing the Move It or Lose It programme, which was offered alongside Slimming World. Now, this is the new name for that programme, Healthy You. It's 12 weeks of nutritional group meetings, probably a bit like Slimming World, where they tell you or advise on healthy eating and discuss things like that, and also 12 weeks free gym membership. And if you pass this 12 weeks by attending at least one nutritional meeting a week and attending the gym, I can't remember how many times I said, once or twice a week, I think, you will then be offered I will then be offered a reduced monthly gym membership. So I'm still considering that, whether I've got the time and commitment to attend that, but I think it's worth thinking about with winter coming up and maybe not being able to do quite as much walking outside, because it's going to be dark nights. I'm not going to be wanting to go down by a river in the pitch dark, and obviously with working through the day I can't walk as much during the day, but let's see what happens. I'm still thinking about that, but let me know what you think. Is a gym membership a good idea, or could I just do a few sort of YouTube videos on an evening and see how it goes? I want to go on to talk about my side effects from Monjaro. These past 4 or 5 weeks I've had very, very, very mild side effects. to the point that they are almost unnoticeable. I haven't had to take any over-the-counter remedies. I think I talked before about Gaviscon and Rennie's. I haven't really had a need to take any of those for the last 4 or 5 weeks. I've had some slight fatigue, but that could also be explained by the more walking and also doing more in my day-to-day life, like vlogging and editing and just getting these vlogs up and things like that. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying I've had some fatigue and I've had some mild bloating. You can feel something going on in your stomach, but I wouldn't go so far as to call it like stomach cramps or anything. It's just there. And again, I've had no nausea, constipation, vomiting or diarrhea. So I'm still feeling good taking the Monjaro. I still take my psyllium husk and I have peppermint tea on a daily basis because I like it. It's the extra fluids and I think it does help with the sort of digestive issues that you might get with Mounjaro. I mentioned on my last video, my last update video, that I was going to get some blood tests. They came back all great. So I'm healthy, not healthy, but all my blood tests came back fine. So there's no diabetes issues or thyroid issues or anything like that. So I'm really pleased with that. Now, the big thing that came up this month was the price rises for Monjaro. I'm not going to go on too much about that actual issue because I have addressed that in my daily videos. It was upsetting news for a lot of people, and it means that for some people Monjaro is now out of their price range, especially if you're on the higher doses. But for me, I'm still on a relatively low dose, and well, I'm on the lowest dose still, and if I stay around 2.5 and 5 milligram, that will continue to be affordable for me for now. So at the moment I will continue to take Monjaro, but if anything it means that I will stay somewhere around 2.5 to 5 milligram for the foreseeable future. And at the moment, while I'm still losing weight, while I'm still enjoying very little side effects, I am actually going to stay on 2.5 milligrams. So next week is going to be a normal 2.5 milligram, and we're just going to keep an eye on the weight, how much weight I lose, keep an eye if those calories are creeping up, if the food noise is returning, then we can slowly increase the dose. But that would be my advice, is for me, stay on as low dose as long as possible while monitoring your weight loss, your side effects, and your food noise. So to wrap up this video, finally, I started this journey on the 24th of June by ordering my Monjaro, and I weighed 18 stone 4. 10 or 11 weeks later, on the 30th of August, I weigh 16 stone 3.5 pounds, which is a loss of 28.5 pounds. My BMI was 41.1, it's now 36.5, and I will finish with a little body view so you can see. I haven't taken any measurements, but we're just doing it by photos and videos. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions or you'd like to leave some kind and supportive comments, then please do. If you'd like to subscribe to see more of my daily vlogs, recipes, what I eat in a day, going out walking with the dogs, lots of ums and ahs and little silly mistakes, then come along and follow me on my Monjaro journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Right, I have persuaded Andrew to do a little film just to show you my body shape and how I'm looking now. So I have a size 18 top on from Yours Clothing, and I have size 20 jeans on that are from the shop that was the internet shop that was called Everything £5, which I think is gone now. You can see that my stomach is much less bloated now, and it comes, I think I'm getting my waist back. I've got a new measured bra on, and I'm just feeling like I'm getting some of me back. So let me know what you think. What do you think, Andrew?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that is a loss of 2 stone from my last video. Thanks again for watching.